It's another car cast Shocktober, and this time I'm going to be talking about a movie that I was pretty disappointed by. It's one I had heard about forever. I had heard how good it was. When it came out even, I was a little put off by it. It was like, oh, I know how that movie ends. And like, I always heard throughout the years, like, oh, this movie's really good. It's really creepy. It's, realistic. It's something that can happen, blah, blah, blah. And that movie is The Strangers. I do not have the synopsis in front of me as it's a car cast, but the basic plot is a couple going through some problems or hanging out at a house out in the middle of nowhere when they start to be terrorized by strangers. It's Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. Liv Tyler, she's a fine enough actress. I don't think she's ever had that role where I'm like, oh yeah, Liv Tyler, she's great. But Scott Speedman, he's been in some stuff I like, and overall, I just thought the movie was like okay. I'll probably never watch it again. This movie came out during a time period where a lot of horror movies were kind of following the same trend. This movie came out in 2008, and it was a time where just movies were fucking depressing. Like, this is a movie where nobody's really redeemable. It's just these people get tortured for no reason. Like, literally, they ask the people, why are you doing this to us? And they're just like, oh, because you were home. Like, they just wanted to go out and murder, and so that's what they did. So the movie is just them constantly, like, poking in and out of frame for a long time. There's three people terrorizing Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, and they're just poking in and out of frame for a while. They're just like torturing them, banging on the doors and the windows and running around and breaking into the house, and just goes on for a while. And the way it was shot is kind of one of my biggest issues with the movie. The opening is really strange, where it opens kind of like a fucking mystery case files episode. I don't even know if that's a real show, but you know what I mean, where it's like, oh, this happened and blah blah blah, and just the camera techniques I didn't really like. It's a lot of cheap horror tactics, like some jump scares, and oh, we're gonna have this person, like, you can see this person behind them in the background, and they're gonna turn around and all of a sudden they're gone. Ooh, spooky. And it's just not like, the idea of the movie is solid, like just these people being tormented and murdered for pleasure. I mean, it's no different from any other kind of like Saw movie or stuff like that. I didn't care about the relationship drama in the movie. It's meant to be a big part. Like, clearly he was like gonna propose to her and she decided no, and it's picking up right after that. Like, the movie opens and they're already in trouble, and something clearly happened. They were at a party and it didn't go the way he expected, and they come into the house where they're staying, and he had it all set up to be romantic, assuming she was going to say yes, but she said no, so now they have to deal with that awkwardness. And then that's when the shit starts happening, and I don't know, I just found myself a little bored. The story, like the whole like B plot of the romance stuff, it didn't matter, because it all, like, where this movie goes. It ends up with them being tied up and then being stabbed to death, although, spoilers, during the right before the credits, she is still alive. And it's kind of left ambiguous as if she dies or not. And the way she pops up at the end, it just feels like a cheap jump scare and immediately cuts to credits. The tension just didn't work for me, and the jump scares never work for me. So overall, I was just like, the movie wasn't really effective for me. It was fine. Like, I didn't feel like I wasted my time. I just expected more out of it for how much positive thoughts and reviews I've seen on the movie over the years. I think the movie has like a pretty high Rotten Tomatoes score, and I don't know, for me it just falls somewhere towards the middle. This is more of a horror movie for like my wife. Like, she loves, like, oh, this is something that could actually happen, and 100%, like, everything in this movie could have actually happened. But for me, it didn't do anything for me. The most entertaining part is where, like, he gets a gun and he's like, I'm not even sure I know how to use this thing. And she's like, oh, I thought you told me you used to go hunting with your dad. He's just like, yeah, I lied. Like, he was just trying to impress her. And so now he's left, like, there. He's like, all right, we're just going to hide out in this room and wait until, morning and then go call the cops or whatever. But then, like, his buddy comes by who we called earlier, like, hey, I need you to get me out of here tomorrow morning. But the dude decided to come early, and it's Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's Dennis. That's awesome. And then, like, he's just slowly, quietly walking through the house, and then he walks into the room where they're hiding out, and they blow his fucking head off. And it was funny. It's not supposed to be funny, but it was a good moment. But overall, the movie just didn't do a lot for me. I didn't think it accomplished what it was attempting to accomplish. But I understand why people like the movie. For me, it was very simple. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to pay a lot of attention to it as I was watching it. And I did drift a little bit to my phone, which I try not to do, but it was just like long stretches of not much is happening and they're not doing a lot to increase the tension here. And overall, I just didn't care, which is maybe the worst thing you could say about a movie. But I don't know. It's like a 3 out of 5. Like, it's okay. As I said, I would never watch it again. They are working on a sequel, which is something they've been trying to do for years, and I guess it's finally happening. It sounds like they have already started filming or did film, so it is for sure coming, as far as I know. I will give it a shot. I don't know if anybody's returning for it, if Liv Tyler's going to be in it, if it's going to be the same killers from the other movie, who you only see the one girl's face. The other people, they all take off their masks at the end before they kill them, and they make a point to not show their faces, because, like, it doesn't matter in the end. That doesn't matter. They're a bunch of nobodies to us anyway, so there's no reason to see them. But the strangers, it's okay. I wouldn't rush out to see it, but if you're interested, I'd say give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. But that's going to be it for today's Shocktober, today's CarCast. Be sure to come back tomorrow for our next horror movie.